We'll do. Yeah, but let's just keep it going. Let's just keep it going. We can see it on our end, yeah.
Yep. We're just going to go. Okay. Right. Okay, so we're going to get started with the second set of matches in the round of 16 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris! So on the top, we've currently got Danvi versus Charzl. Danvi, I'm sure needs no introduction. Two-time winner of CTUK, current 4th seed this year. Charzl having upset 666 Tim in the round before. And on the bottom, we've got Evesy versus Mirror.
Eve, of course, getting seed number 5 in qualifiers here. Meanwhile, Mirror, the previous round, defeated Pascal 3-0 to advance. These two, like the matches before, it should be pretty entertaining ones to say the very least.
Yes, and indeed.
Very much looking forward to how they end up panning out. A bit about the players themselves, of course, Hecate alluding previously, but although you said there's no introduction to be had, of course, just have to give one for everyone. So Dan, of course, with the PB, 3.8 million, of course, roller out of the UK, like many here, has competed 4 times previously, and in 3 of those went out or played against SV. Of course, has been a 2-time champion, 2021 and 2022. Meanwhile, on the right here, Hazel, in her CTUK debut, qualified seed number 20, hybrid player out of Indonesia.
Ooh, a bit of a messy stack here for Danvi. He's been playing with a center well. See if we can open this up. Need an L or a J. There.
Let's get a J piece perfectly there.
Bit too late to open that up, so gonna have to wait a bit long. Nice Vits there for Danvi.
Yeah, quick thinking there to make sure to keep the stack nice and clean, and not only that, to accommodate other pieces too.
And there's the Tetris. Still keeping the lead, 130 versus Charles's 117, so very close there on the top. Within a Tetris for both games so far.
Yeah, pretty close so far. Mirror looking like now getting clean there very nicely. Just needs to get rid of that little turbulence in column 8 there. Does get it and gets a nice triple there. So now we'll try to get the well back over. But
even just that little bit of burning that Mirror had to do, Evesy's jumped on that to a 2 Tetris lead.
Now that's an awkward sort of staircase setup
Ooh,
with that missed drop of the S piece there.
This is going
to
take some burning. And Evesy's fully clean, Tetris ready. As soon as that bar shows up. And there it is, a Tetris for Evesy.
This is the thing about round 3. Of course, we are now really getting into the business end of the tournament. And even though, especially with Mirror right now, it's a difficult-looking dig, we would expect the players should be able to keep calm, keep focused, as we would expect, of course. But Mirror doing very well so far. Nice adjustment there of that S piece.
Yeah, every match from here on, at least one of the players maxed out in their quals. So these are definitely players that can put the pedal to the metal in all across the game. Ooh, nasty misdrop there for Mirror. Means this dig's going to get even more extended as Evesy already at 100k lead, 271 versus 168. We're about halfway through the level 18 speeds for both these players. Meanwhile, Dan V's come out to an 85k lead.
Yeah, but...
And both players clean there, though.
Yeah, but Hazel, of course, is still going to hang in it. Does get the well open here, so...
Gets a Tetris.
Brings that lead down.
So does Dan.
That lead down a little bit, but Dan with those couple Tetrises bringing it right back up. You can see 106,000 points, so that is nearly a 5 Tetris gap. Of course, you get 22,800 points for a Tetris on level 18 speeds.
Meanwhile, Mirror's finally starting to bring this stack down, but now Evesy ahead by 180,000 points. That's over 8 Tetrises, I believe.
And speaking of the players on the bottom here, Eve representing Guernsey, interestingly. A very small island in the channel, of course. Fun fact, I actually used to work for a company that dealt with sort of telecoms in Guernsey, as well as Jersey and the Isle of Man. So odds are probably dealt with some friends or family of Eve at some point, which is pretty funny. But yeah, PB of 1.7 million. Course, and
recently got her second rollover, if I remember.
And got her 19 PB as well, just a couple days ago.
All 4 players are past the 100-line turn. We're getting close to the 19 transition.
Meanwhile, as for Mirror, is a sort of hybrid player, roller and DAS as well. Console PB of just over a max out. Qualified seed number 12, of course, and again has that win against Pascal so far. So, but now going up against one of the top 5 seeds in Eve, but 200,000 points down.
Yeah, it's a rough start, but still plenty of time to make up that on 19.
Absolutely. If there's anywhere where points can be made up, especially deficits like that, it is.
Here are the players all going in. Evesy Tetrising in at 5. Oh no, still got a Tetris left. Currently 537, 337 for Mirror, 586 for Dan V, and 439 for Charzal. So the top seed's got a bit of a lead going into 19.
But yeah, as I said, if there's anywhere to bring it down, it is in the post-19 play, because every 10 lines you'll see the level continue to increase, and with that,
Mirror
you get an
is
extra.
Up high though. Needs to get something over to this right-hand side. Would love a bar right now. Will the bar show up?
Needs it.
There's no
set up
bar.
for a dirty
There's no
Tetris,
bar.
but there's no
it's gonna
bar.
be it, and that's gonna be 350. Evesy taking game number 1.
And it can just come down to small drats like that at this speed, but we're still going strong with the game up top here.
Yeah, Charzal and Danby both. Danby is up high, getting some nice skims, trying to open up that right-hand side. Will do so with the J, sets up an overhang, but gets the bar, gets the Tetris, bringing that board down. Danby, of course, a roller, so has the ability to play on that 29 speed. Whereas Charzal is going to be dassing for this, so a bit less so.
Yeah, but I mean, nowadays, especially with the advancements in the DAS playstyle and how great players have been, especially at the most recent CTWC DAS, you never know. Could be some surprises in store, maybe a Kiltris or 2, but see if Charzal can get there first.
I definitely want to...
Oh, misdrop that
no,
TP.
a couple misdrops. And then misflip, and I don't think anything's going to burn down, and that's going to be it for Charzal. 482. He's going to be done. Game number 1, Dan V will take it.
That's how, yeah, again, that's how quickly things can fall apart with Das on 19. One mistake, and you could potentially be done here. But
over on the bottom, Mirror starting out with a difficult burn sequence. Love a bar to try and bring this down a little. There it is. A split trip. Oh no, that's just going to be a double.
And it looks like we're getting back underway up top here. 3, 2, 1 Tetris, and we're underway. And both going for the exact same tuck there. Very nicely done. But now some deviation in their openings. Meanwhile, Mirror's getting up pretty high.
Yeah, nice triple. Just that one Mino blocking off the hole in at column 4, but it's going to open it up. Easy with the Tetris.5 lead, but is nice and clean right at the bottom of the board. So could quickly add to this lead whilst Mirror is trying to bring this board down. Or had a potential dirty Tetris setup, but has opted just to try and bring this board down quick, take the burns.
Yeah, sometimes it can really be sort of a...
that misflip for Mirror, extending the dig.
Look at Charles up top, pretty high up now. Bar
very
dependent
high.
does fill in with the L piece there,
For
but
the
doesn't
right
get
side,
the
but doesn't get
T.
anything. 14,000.
It happens.
Yeah, happens to the best.
Happens to me more often than I care to admit. I mean, as a fellow DAS main, Hecty, I'm sure you felt that pain so many times.
I've had my share of games where you just one bad move right at the start and instantly dead.
Yeah, for me, I remember specifically there was a time where I was playing a friendlies match, and the first few pieces, because I was fairly new at this time, I did not know anything about sort of openings, and I got like a burst of S's and Z's at the start. I had no idea what to do with it, and it set the tone.
Ooh, Charles and Dan already starting with game number 3, and Dan is in an awkward position to start off. Now with the J defense, he'll get the J. Now needs something for that right-hand side, getting a flood of squares. Is setting up for the dirty Tetris. Gets the bar in the dirty Tetris to start things off for Dan. And there's a Tetris for Charles as well.
Yeah, you'll often see the top players here. They're not going to be too concerned when they're relatively high up, especially on 18, because you'll see a lot of the best players, though, regularly and put hours. Oh, but Dan with a miss.
Dan,
shift to that
he's up
T
very
piece.
high, even with
now
rolling.
This is troubling.
Can he bring this down? No, I don't think he can. He's going to be done.
Tops out.
30,000. And Charzal
taking
with 30,000.
a game.
Takes a game.
Off the 2-time champ. How about that? I mean, it is a gift exchange of a bit, granted, but I'm sure Charzal will take any game she can get here.
Oh, and we are back with the stream. Welcome. We had some tech issues, but we are back. We're about halfway through level 18 with Evesy versus Mirror, and Evesy with a 177k lead.
Yeah, so sort of nearly the same sort of story as game 1 here. Eve breaking into a large lead so far, but...
And that Z, very nasty for Mirror. He will open up the hole. Is Tetris ready? Gets the bar and the dirty Tetris for Mirror.
And that's sort of the thing as well. Even with these large leads, even on 18, it can take one rough dig, and suddenly, if your opponent especially is clean, it can just be that easy for that all to go away. I've seen leads of upwards of 150, 190, 200,000 that could be gone in just less than a minute with just one iffy sequence or just one rough set of pieces.
Yeah, and that's not even accounting for the 19 speeds.
Exactly. 19 speeds is even quicker. Yeah, and don't get me started on 29.
I've seen leads of like 400k crumble before you get to 29. Easy taking a Tetris, nice and clean. Oh, nice adjustment for that J. Keeping that stack a bit cleaner. And we'll get the bar. And the Tetris, 448. Oh, the misdrop for the Z for now for Evesy, though.
Yeah, he's probably going to have to create some sort of hole there. But yeah, that placement of the Z piece, probably the best move there, just to minimize the damage.
This could be the slowdown Mirror needs, but is behind by 190k. That's about 9 Tetrises.
Nice T-spin there for Eve.
And we are 1 Tetris away from transition right now for Mirror. Evesy up high will get the dirty Tetris.
It's been the game. It's been a game of dirty Tetrises so far.
Now is only
up top and bottom.
Only 3 lines away from transition. This high on the board, and she's going to transition pretty dirty. We'll see if she can bring it down. She is a roller, so does have the ability to get pieces around, and she's getting the skims, gets the right-hand side open. Making easy work of that dig and gets the Tetris up to 5-12. Well, Dan and Charzal about 40 lines in. Dan with about a 2 Tetris lead. Make that 3.
Here with the Aki bar there. Now just going to set up again.
Okay. Yeah.
There's the Tetris there. Very well done. You'll often see players do that, placing that bar down in column 9 to immediately get set up or get close to set up for a Tetris. It can be risky, though, especially because
if you don't get the bar,
it can cut off access to burns as well. So it is a risky game, especially on 19 speeds with dash or tap. But
Charzal was almost set up for a dirty center. Is going for the dirty center well, and gets the bar for the dirty center well. Now it needs to get this down. Sets up a T-spin. Oh, misses the T-spin.
That's what we call Tugi spin in this business. But yeah, both players have had a pretty rough stack for the past while here, but Dan is just getting it cleaned up now.
Also potentially setting up. Yeah, he's going for another dirty Tetris. Has set that up.
And a beautiful adjustment there for Dan as well with that Z piece.
Meanwhile, Evesy in level 23, so is Mirror. 250k lead for Evesy here, going into level 24. This is going to be tough for Mirror to bring back, but not impossible.
But you also just look at those Tetris rates as well, 59 to just 25.
Yeah, this has been a Suffolk game for Mirror. There's a $100 donation from Nate Swanson.
Thank you so much, Nate Swanson.
Thank
that brings
you
us
for the
up
donation.
to $400 into the prize pool. Of course, you can use the command !Matcherino in the chat. Any and all contributions, of course, everything goes towards the players at the end of all this. You'll be supporting CTUK directly and the players as well. So thank you to everyone who has contributed so far, of course.
Yeah, so if you're liking any of the gameplay from these players, make sure to donate. Charzal going for a column 3 setup. We'll get the column 3 Tetris. It's just trying to go as aggressive as they can, it seems. Try and score every Tetris, try and catch up this lead.
Look at a 388,000 point lead here for Eve.
AF Mirror scoring Tetrises.
And Eve's still making aggressive moves as well with that placement of the bar.
18 lines to go until level 29 for AF Mirror. Now only 4 Tetrises available and 360k. Yeah, unless he can score a whole lot of points on level 29, it's looking pretty over. But Evesy's not letting up. She wants that max, I think. Is 1 Tetris away, going to go into kill screen with 975. Still throwing these pieces down. And Mirror gets that last Tetris into kill screen. 619. He's going to be done.
Great effort from Mirror.
But Evesy going to play this out, I think. Try and get the max.
There's the bar. There's the max out. Ring that bell. There it is.
2-0 now to Evesy. 1 game away from securing her space in the top 8.
And briefly speaking about the Matcherino again, I remember at a CTWC DAS, every time someone would donate to the Matcherino, we would have their name get chanted, which was quite fun. Hopefully we can have something like that here. That's Dewey with a $50. Thank you so much, Dewey.
Thank you, Dewey.
I suppose that might be his fine for getting disqualified. So thank you, Dewey, for supporting.
And we're going into level 19 on the top. Oh, Dan missing that 4-tap of the L over to the left. We'll get the bar over. 525 for Dan, 418 for Charzal. So Dan still with about 100k lead and takes another Tetris, adding to that lead. Charzal set up for a column 5 Tetris. We'll get it and get that well transferred, nice and clean.
Nice Corey on there as well for Dan to set up the Tetris and did get it. Nice! That square piece as well. Getting the Z spin too. 127,000 point lead here for Dan. Now it's just about maintaining that as Charzal has shown.
Is Tetris ready? Oh, had to burn out of Tetris readiness. The bar taking too much time.
She has shown that she's not willing to go down without a fight here.
You can't be too aggressive with DAS, or sometimes the pieces will just decide, nope, your life is over, you die. Ooh, nice adjustment for that square, keeping the square hole open for Charzl.
But that's the thing, we accept that, but we keep coming back to it over and over
$5
again.
donation by Elbow Stuff. Thank you, Elbow Stuff.
Mirror with a pretty rough board here, needs a bar ASAP.
Danvi is pulling ahead that lead. Oh, Mirror is going to top out at 30,000, and that means Evesy will take it in a sweep. Evesy was also up high there.
It looked like it was a rough start. Eve got through it, Mirror didn't. It's as simple as that. But that does mean Eve advances.
Extending this lead now to almost 300,000 points as we are about halfway through these 19 speeds. Charzl trying to get these Tetrises. Will get herself clean.
Another do-or-die situation, but Dan not slowing down, not taking any chances, especially after that previous game. 313, now 342,000 points in lead, level 24 for both these players. 30,000 points per Tetris now.
Yeah, about 50 or so lines remaining. So about 12 Tetrises if they go perfect. Each Tetris worth about 30k, so you can do the math, and it's a pretty much do-or-die situation here for Nutmilk right now.
Yeah. Charzl's going to need pretty much Tetris from here on out.
But they're not in Tetris-ready position. Dan is also up pretty high with the blocked off well, but will get the L perfect to clean himself up. 524 for Charzl. Tetris up to 922 in level 27 for Dan, and another Tetris up to 957.
But now I'm thinking, like, this has got to be a bit unfair for Dan because, I mean, first he was playing against Charzl, now playing against Nutmilk. Two players at once.
2-on-1.
Like this, like what is this, boss battles? Come on.
Dan has 3 Tetrises available remaining. We'll get the Tetris and the max outs on level 28. And another Tetris. Can we see one more? Whereas Charzl just currently burning out, 500k behind. Gonna be hard to bring that back with the 8 lines she has left. Danvi going into kill screen, A80.
I would say hard to bring back is a slight understatement.
I just get 500k post with that.
It's easy. It's easy. Just say your Pixel Andy right as you go into it, and it's no problem. Oh, missed that T-tuck.
And that's going to be it for Charzl. 599, a valiant effort. Took the game.
Gutsy performance there from Charzl.
Danvi with a 1.1 on the screen is just going to keep playing it out. Danvi will be taking that 4th slot in the top 8. Another Tetris on level 32. Let's see how high he can take it. Another Tetris.
I mean, this is the kind of performance
and another.
This
Miss drop. Oh, and another hang. Can he bring this down? Gets that L over, and the T over to the right-hand side. No, this digging from Dan.
No way. Surely not
now. Oh my god, and he gets the square touch.
Stop that.
No way.
Oh, wow.
He's not over yet. He set up for the dirty. He gets the dirty Tetris. And Charzl's face says it all. He's ready for another, and he gets another.
Dan is soaring like an eagle right now, which, of course, supporting Crystal Palace, very used to that, but now is set up for another.
Oh, hangs the bar, gets it over, and an E for Dan. Can he get another bar? And another Tetris. Bringing this down once more.
Nice double
into
there.
Level 38. The last 8 lines before the double kill screen. Can he get that final Tetris? He's going to set up for it. He's ready. There's the bar and the Tetris, the 1.5.
And Dan showing everyone exactly why he is one of the favorites going in. This is exactly why in the 4 years he's competed, he's never finished outside of the top 3.
Yep. Yeah, look at the score deficit, 922k. That's just what happens when you play against
just
against
the
the
near
UK champ.
3 times what Charzal was able to get, but
she did get a game.
did take a game off of Dan. It wasn't a really top-up, but I mean, that's not what's going to focus on when it comes to the overall results.
Yep.
But 2 fantastic matches there, to say the very least.
And we've got another 2 coming right up. So next up, we're going to have Sunny versus Era 404 and Heps versus Casually.
All right, so what do we make of this? What do we make of what we've seen so far in round 3?
I mean, Dan V putting on a great show in that, especially in that last game, the 1.5. Hopefully we see something like that in those top 8 matches.
I mean, we very well may do, but not only here, but we also may very well see it coming up in round 3 here, because we got, I mean, Sunny and Heps coming in this round, and we also saw great performances in the previous round out of their opponents, Error and Casually.
Yeah. Sunny, of course, made the finals last year, and I mean, second seed again this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, I think the story of this, especially for me, coming into this, is got to be Casually. Coming into this, I think is one of the few, or maybe the only non-max outer remaining in the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Only 900K. Performed a big upset, knocking out the 10th seed, Sam the Speedrunner.
Yeah, we had, I think, a record 20 max outers playing this year, and Casually's managed to make it into the top 16 despite not being one of them.
But now, I mean, look at that reward that awaits. They're not playing against Heps. I mean, not only in terms of, like, I'm not being sarcastic, that is a huge honor to be able to play one of the best UK players that this scene has seen, may very well ever see.
Has made top 4 pretty much every year he's played in CTUK. We'll see if he can keep that up another year.
And of course was one of the many players who represented the UK at CTWC, the World Championship this year. Got a few of them coming in, and we'll see a few more of those representatives later on as well. But the players now just sitting down and starting to get their warm-up, and we'll be getting going in just a few minutes. But yeah, it's going to be 2 very good matches. You're very interested to see, especially how those round 2 players that came in do. I believe Casually is also one of the players that came in from the first round as well.
Yeah,
knocked out Gordon in round 1, and of course Sam in round 2.
Yeah, we've got a few people who've made it all the way from round 1 to round 3.
Yeah, we also have Lettuce as well, which will be coming up playing Sam Vaughn.
As we just saw Charzal.
Yeah, Charzal as well. So yeah, round 1 being represented quite well as we get into the latter stages of the competition here. So the question is this going to be the end of the road for those players going up against the top 8 seeds now, or could we see another upset?
It would be good to see. Not had any so far this round, but still lots of potential.
Absolutely, and you never know. These players could very well spring a surprise. I mean, I've seen it plenty of times, like especially underdog runs, where you just sort of have that coming through, and you have that sort of expectation that you're not really going to go into it, but you never know. Like, you could have also a player that might be sort of either maybe complacent, or they might think it's going to be an easy game, but there's no easy games in Tetris. There's no easy games at all.
Oh, no.
Even if you're against a player with a much lower PB than you, it's still about the pieces. It's still about how each player individually also stacks it as well. So there's never an easy game.
Yeah, especially at this level, you've got to make sure not only you get into those 19 speeds, you got to get it all the way to kill screen, or Just a couple stray misdrops, and all of a sudden you're letting yourself open for a chase down and a game loss.
Also, shout out to everyone who's been redeeming the contribution codes, the coupon codes in the Match Arena. It's 25 cents extra going into the prize pool. Doesn't have to require any sort of information or putting money directly in. You can, of course, do that, but we still have those codes remaining, so you can go to the Match Arena using !Match Arena and redeem those codes. I believe there's only a few left now, so get them while you still can.
Now, extra money for the players, and pretty much free for everyone that's doing it.
Absolutely. I mean, especially with these in-person tournaments, as it is always multiple hours of Tetris, many, many games that the top players are playing. So it's always nice to reward them for coming out here and putting on a good show.
Summerby with the $37 donation. Thank you, Summerby.
Thank you so much. That brings us above $500 to the prize pool.
Hell yeah, let's get that number higher.
Keep it going higher and higher. Of course, the more money into the prize pool, the more money these players will be able to get by the end of the tournament. We are getting in towards the second half now in round 3. Top 16 players now, so we've already cut the field down in half. And after this, it's getting cut in half again.
Yep.
But also an interesting note, I was mentioning Casually earlier. Casually actually did have a run in CTWC 2019, so returning player for the first time in many, many years.
Yes, first ever CTUK, and is back this year, and is made the top 16. We'll see if he can make the top 8 again.
Well, it looks like the players now starting to finish their warm-ups here as we...
Noticing some sunnies from the far-off location of somewhere.
Somewhere indistinct, somewhere definitely Scottish, but...
Yeah, definitely Scotland, but...
It could be in one of the cities, or it could be high up in the mountains, or on an island somewhere. Okay, so it looks like we're about to...
Yeah, I think the players are ready.
Get things going here. Yep, we have got the all clear here, so we are ready to go here for this next set of round 3 matches. Who's going to advance to the top 8 and who is going to be going home? Let's get this thing underway. Count it down from 3, 2, 1. Tetris! Of course, the Buko chants, they've been going all day long, as we, of course, have come to love and appreciate.
Sunny starting out with the 11-point lead. It's pretty much all over already. A crushing lead of 11 points.
Like, yeah, might as well just give up now. 11 points. How are you going to possibly, how is Air possibly going to bring back that lead down? Like, surely she can't do the unthinkable and push down, right?
Well, both of them starting off with 2 Tetris. Casually and Heps having a bit of a spicier time.
Yeah, Haps plugging that bar dependency there with the S just as the bar came.
Ooh, not throwing the bar into that LJ dependency because it would have created more dependencies, but now dealing with the bar dependency up high. Throwing. Oh, hangs
no!
the J! He got the skim, but he's going to be good at 28,000.
Tops out at 28K and Casually has taken the first game. Hello. Might be 6 years out, but now has taken a game off of one of the favorites here. How about that?
Yeah, the biggest upset of the tournament so far, and now We'll see if he can make an
You
even
never
bigger
know.
one.
You never know. It was an early top out, granted, but a game is a game. Meanwhile, up top, we are still playing Tetris, of course.
Casually does have the power of alcoholism on his side.
It is a very... I mean, it's worked for some players. Maybe not worked as well for others. And we're getting underway now. 3, 2, 1, Tetris on the bottom.
Meanwhile, the top game is pretty close through these first 40 lines. 170k for Error 404, 208k for Sunny.
Yeah, so not too far off these two players are from each other right now. 2.5 Tetrises here. That's unfortunate there from Error.
Well, right as the bar comes, but gets another one, gets the Tetris. As Sunny now in an up-high dig.
Sunny probably fresh in the memory now of what just happened to Heps. Does not want that to happen to him here.
Yeah, we've had an early top from Dan in the last set, and now an early top from Heps. These top players can bleed. Heps getting himself clean and has to block off the well immediately. So there's the bar and the Tetris for Heps right on time. Pretty close there. 76,000 versus 76,760. 760. Lots of 76s.
We understood what you meant.
76-76 versus 76-76. And neck in the top as well. Error 404 taking the lead.
Heps not getting that far all the way over, but will still get a Tetris, so bring the stack back down and just be able to get something over there a little bit easier. Because it is all about how high those boards go. Even with rolling, if your board is past a certain height, you hang something like that, it is very, very difficult to get pieces over. And with rolling, it is easier, but if it was DAS or something like that, that would have been a very dangerous situation. But Heps dealing with it very well. And now Error taking the lead here, 347 to 325.
Sunny not quite Tetris ready either, and now is out to block off that well. Oh, the double flip of the L.
Uncertainty there with that L piece, it looked like, but now...
Interesting. Oh, the hang of the L. This is now very interesting for Sunny. It's still very much survivable.
Just needs... now it's getting to a point where the pieces are going to have to work out.
Nothing that he needs.
Look at that dependency.
Gets that J
Beautiful
right on time.
triple.
Double squares in a terrible parity board, but throws the T all the way over. That's the power of rolling.
Double bars, very nicely done.
And is skimming this down. Let's see if he can take it. That T
doesn't get the delayed
gets
burn.
The square. He's fighting these pieces to the bitter end, but now starting to bring the board down. But in the meanwhile, Luna, Error 404 accrued 100k lead.
Great dig here from Sunny, though, and is almost out of it.
Over to the right
has the well open, but now this is a much more manageable high here. Sunny, I think, confidently has gone out of it.
Not quite Tetris ready. Is going to have to take a triple with the next bar that comes.
You could maybe say that
down.
Maybe say that Sunny got away with one there, but I mean that's just what the top players can do. They can survive consistently at those heights with those digs because they keep because they make sure and they know what they need to do because they've been there so many times before. But that was still a fantastic dig from Sunny there. But that does not leave Error nearly 100,000 points.
Transition, 389.
And Casually is going to top out here in 203. And that came at a good time for Heps because Heps' board was not in good shape there. So Heps taking game 2.
Another Tetris for Error.
Also, another interesting thing to note here on the top game, Sunny, 18 lines ahead.
Pretty much 2 whole levels. So Error's going to have a bit of foresight to know what pace Sunny's on, maybe what pace she needs to go for. Currently 551 for Error, 449 for Sunny.
Not only that, too, but yeah, I mean, I said with the pace as well. Error has the overall real-time lead as well. So when you're putting that pace into account, well, Error in a really good position right now. But when 29 comes, that is really, if these players make it there, of course, that is really going to be the decider in this one. Error getting the well back open here. as we're waiting for game number 3 on the bottom to begin here. Players are getting ready. 3, 2, 1,
And we're going
Tetris.
off. Game number 3. Yeah, Error is a tapper, I believe, about 11 or 12 hertz tapper, so could
About
get
my
a
speed.
bid on at level 29, but not going to be able to score as much as a roller like Sunny might be able to. So she's going to want to try and keep this lead going into 29. Sunny's starting to chip away at it, but still about 2 levels ahead and behind by a Tetris and a half. Tetris for Sunny. Oh, and the hang of the square for Error 4 of 4. Nice skimming this down, though.
Yeah, just taking it nice and careful here, but nice skim there with that T piece. Another with the Z. Now just need something right. Beautiful
for
skim and a
Error.
Tetris for Error.
Sunny taking the real-time lead. 6.99 to... Oh, and the hangs for Error. Now got some digging to do. This is what
tricky.
Sunny wants here. Getting this board burnt down, though, is Error.
Yeah, this is a perfect opportunity for Sunny because not only does Sunny now have that real-time lead, but now can start chipping away at the overall pace
Nice
lead.
getting that bar all the way over to the right-hand side and getting the square over. Error is bringing this down. Lovely T there.
Quickly focusing on the bottom here, you can see that Haps has had a solid start to the game here, but it's been a bit of a suffer for Casually. Only 42k at line 28.
Already 100k lead for Haps.
Oh,
Error.
try to get that T over there.
This is going to be very dangerous now for Error. Can't bring it down. Going to be done at 7.08.
Good effort there from Error.
Very strong game there. Sunny with 9.13. We'll take game number 1.
And while game number 1 concludes on the top, and game 2 now getting going, game 3 well underway between Casual and Haps. They've taken 1 apiece right now. So this game will determine who will have the advantage and who will take us to match point here. Of course, it is a best of 5 from round 2 onwards. So first 3 hearts will win. You can see which
Nice
games have been taken
that from Haps.
from the red hearts on the screen. But oh no, Error!
Oh no!
And only getting a single.
Single line just avoids the club 0 after that great performance in game 1. That's what happens sometimes.
It happens. I mean, I've club 0 twice. So
Yeah, sometimes you're on the top of the world one game, and then the Reaper gets its due in the next.
but we're getting straight underway for game 3. So now we're equal. I made a half joke about how it's game 1 up top and game 3 on the bottom, but now we're all equal. It's the equilibrium, I suppose.
Sunny only 1 game away, though. See if he can take it in 3. Hepson Casually, whoever wins this will have their set point. Ooh, a bit of indecision there for Casually. Means he's going to have some cleanup to do. Pretty low on the board, so shouldn't be too difficult. Tetris for Haps, and now Haps, and another Tetris for Haps, going 200,000 points into the lead, as we're about 2/3 of the way through 18 speeds.
Yeah, and you mentioned before, Sunny, of course, runner-up in the previous CTWK, has put down here that is their sole achievement in all of Classic Tetris, not winning CTWK 2024. At least they're self-aware. I suppose. 140 here for Error, 138 for Sunny. So neck and neck so far early on. Meanwhile, it's the inverse down on the bottom here. 202 for Casually, but 418 for Heps. Over
This
double.
This is a decent pace for Heps. It's just Casually has been suffering. 24% Tetris rate compared to 67% for Heps.
And while Tetris right now not necessarily is an indicator of who's leading or anything like that, it is a good indicator in terms of how efficient a player has been able to be in terms of every move that they make being a Tetris. And that has indicated that Casually has had to burn a lot, and that's exactly what we've seen. Has been in a dig pretty much since line 0 here, but at least it's still alive. Again, it's not over until you top out. So even if you're very far back, it is always best to just keep on going, keep on just playing your own game.
Yeah, so as long as you're still alive, there's still a chance. I mean, we saw Heps have that top out in game number 1, so
And
if Casually just keeps on going, we could see another one of those.
Seen plenty of chase downs be made as well today so far. You never know when your opponent will top out. You never know. It could be good board 1 minute, and then one misdrop could lead to a chain reaction the next. Not to, of course, wish that on any player, but it is the reality of classic Tetris with how volatile it can be sometimes.
Imagine making a chase down in your match. Couldn't be me.
Never could be me. I think I have a very bad record with chase downs. I often... it's the most distracting thing for me, especially in online competition, because now I'm having to focus on more than just my game.
Yeah, now there's like there's an expectation put upon you as soon as that is... Oh, but that's going to be it from Casually. Topping out 253. Heps is good. We'll take that third heart. Luna hanging that S in the middle. That's going to be a bit awkward to deal with. Gonna have that
Should only be a handful of burns that she'll have to take here, but
it
is a bit of an awkward situation.
Well,
Sunny, meanwhile, going a bit aggressive here.
Well, yeah, is only ready for a triple. Takes a triple. Waiting on that bar. Getting a bit droughted. Has to block off the well. Reopening it, but making a J dependency. Okay, these pieces being pretty... Oh, okay for Sunny, but having to throw pieces really high over to that right left-hand side.
All this just to try to get that triple, because, I mean, after that triple set up, then Sunny would be 2 rows high. But
Sunny
no!
Getting
Sunny
higher and higher.
is in trouble here.
Let's see if he can bring this down.
Oh,
he
can't.
can't. Sunny's dead at 352. Error is in a chase down.
Tetris and change. Now it's just a Tetris.
It's just a Tetris, and she doesn't even need a Tetris. 40 lines left to go till transition. She is in no time pressure at all.
Plenty of time here. Can line this out. Can go for a Tetris. I mean, it's already set up for the Tetris, so if it comes, then great. And there it is. And there's the Tetris for Error. And both of the underdogs here have taken one game off of the heavy favorite, as Error takes game 3 and stays alive in the match. We still have a match here, folks.
All of the top 4 from last year so far have ended up losing a game in their top 16 matches. Let's see if Casually or Error can make that another game. Heps starting off with a strong lead here in the first 30 lines. Already 100k ahead. But Casually is Tetris ready now.
Sunny with another aggressive setup, but does get the bar that time for the Tetris.
Blocking off the well with a high bar dependency. Gets that J over.
Doesn't put the J in column 3.
He's double bar dependent now. Blocks off one of them. Where's the bar for Sunny? He's going really aggressive. He's going for the deadly Tetris. But he takes the triple.
Finally.
Okay, gets
seeing
the double
light,
bar.
now gets 1 bar dependency filled in.
Still needs to fill in another. There's the bar for the triple. And his Tetris ready now. Okay, I think that danger should be cleared for Sunny. And still comes out of it with the lead. Tetris for Sunny, Tetris for Error for a 4.
Sunny's still playing like he's 2-0 up, but I mean, has already had that one game pegged against them, so can't get too complacent here. Sunny with that awkward S-burst as well. Did end up getting an L piece over there, but these top players.
Casually getting into more Tetris readiness, getting another Tetris up to 166k. Still 5 Tetrises behind Heps in this game number 4. Currently a 30k lead for Sunny, even after all those digs.
Sometimes, I mean, especially recently, it is difficult to get surprised by things. in classic Tetris, especially at the top level, because you'll see players do these kind of death-defying, like stacking and everything, and get out of it no problem. But that was nerve-wracking, especially given what happened in the previous game to Sunny. But Sunny has recovered from it very well and actually has the lead here against Error.
I mean, I still have the Dash player mindset of, as whenever someone's above row 10, I'm panicking. That's
You and
just
I
what I'm
both.
used to.
You and I both. You said you are learning rolling, though, now.
Yeah, there's the new knuckle rolling playstyle that Pixelander used to win CTM Masters.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick that up.
So you're just following the crowd.
Oh, of course.
You're going to the dark side of Tetris. I mean, I do say that I wouldn't say I'm switching to tap, but I'm playing tap mainly because I just want to try something new. I want to just have fun with the game.
I just got to hop on the new trends before everyone else gets it. Got to get in quick.
Who's gonna tell her? Who's gonna tell her, crowd?
Okay, rolling's not new, but knuckle rolling. Oh, Sunny up high again, but doesn't give himself the Tetris. And now waiting on another bar. We'll take the triple. There's the bar on the Tetris for Sunny.
A strong lead here from
And
Heps.
Yeah,
150K in the lead.
150K. We're getting to the 100 line mark.
Both Sunny and Heps now at match point. If they take another game here, they will advance.
It is do or die for Error and Casually.
Error with an awkward board here, but will take a Tetris and a triple. Brings the stack down to a manageable level. That will cost her valuable time here.
Error trying to avoid that die option.
So far, he's doing a good job at
Yeah,
it.
he's bringing it down. But is giving Sunny an opportunity to extend that lead with another Tetris. Now 4 Tetrises in the lead as Error is digging this down. Tetrises for Casually and Heps as well. 277 for Casually, 468 for Heps.
And another thing that's very interesting to sort of note down here, of course, with every player that signs up, we do request them to fill out just a bit of information gathering, just a bit of information about the player. And two very different backgrounds here from Error and Sunny. Error, of course, big into mathematics and programming.
Has gone to the International Maths Olympiad, got a bronze medal there, which is a very impressive feat if you aren't familiar.
On the inverse, Sunny has interest of cyberbullying and horse literature.
Did someone say
But
horses?
Casually tops out here at 304, so Heps with 562 will advance. Casually, though, coming back after so many years, taking a game off Heps and making it to the top 16.
Impressive.
A great run from the veteran.
Especially for a 900k player, beating all these maxes to get here, taking a game off of someone with almost double his PV.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a great run. Hopefully, we will see Casually back very, very soon next year. But now we focus on the game up top. Error and Sunny. Sunny now building up a good lead of their own. 501 to 362.
Sunny 140k in the lead, but is a full level ahead. Yet again, Sunny going in early.
Has been the case so far.
Luna Tetrising in at 388. Tetris for Sunny, a row 3, level 19 Tetris here. And a Tetris for Luna. He's going to be trying to pile on these points.
Error is, of course, as well, Denmark's only max outer.
Yeah,
so the hopes of a nation.
Had two representatives from Denmark this year at CTUK.
Yeah. It's good to see so many nations be represented here because, I mean, even though it is a UK regional, it is open to anyone and everyone to come down and play it.
Yeah, all over Europe and beyond.
And there's, of course, me who traveled from the far, far away lands of Sale, which is a couple of districts over to here. To
and that's going to be a tough out from Error. 462. I mean, Sunny will take it 3-1.
So Sunny advancing. Error, though, with a great run there. taking a game off of Sunny. But we will see Sunny, so that is our next 2 spots filled in. That's 6 of 8 now. 2 more up for grabs here, as we have 4 more players coming up very shortly to try and get those spots. It'll be Sam Vaughn up against Lettuce, as well as Floxair Violet against El Peltum. This is gonna be fun.
You can see out of the top 16, you got 5 players from 5 different nations outside the UK.
So there could be a very real possibility that we may only have 1 representative outside of the UK remaining. I mean, I suppose unless you don't count Guernsey as part of the United Kingdom and more of a sort of overseas territory.
I'm not sure what it counts as.
It's just an island.
It's an island.
Sorry to anyone from Guernsey, but it isn't. I mean, it is an island by definition. I've never been to Guernsey, but I've always wanted to. I was offered to go as part of a work thing. Oh, thank you, Joe, for the bell. I suspect it's going to be quite loud on my microphone, but thank you anyway.
I think it's... I don't think that's too bad.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
Far enough away from the mic that it's not going to deafen the audience.
Yeah. Not purposely, at least. But yeah, we are almost done with our 3rd round. Hello. there's a lot of people in the crowd who want some attention, I suppose it is. We're getting into the latter stages here, so everyone's getting excited, getting hyped for the top 8. But yeah, SV and Lettuce, Floxe and El Peltum.
Yes.
Players are coming up now.
I believe Lettuce is another player who had an upset to get here, if I'm not mistaken.
Beat Lucy in
Yeah.
a decider.
Yep.
I think I believe that was a reverse sweep as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was.
Lucy went 2-0 up, but Lettuce battling back, which is why I'm always a proponent. Like, it's not over until it's over.
Anything can happen in Tetris.
I've been reverse sweep, I think, honestly, more times than I cared.
Oh, yeah.
I think from when I was 2-0 up, I think I've been reverse swept nearly as much as I've gone on to win.
Oh, yeah. I think I had a record of like 5 times in a row in CTM of getting reverse swept. Yeah.
Meanwhile, El Peltum, coming in from the 2nd round, well, defeated 3-2s in the last round. That was a clean sweep to get here. El Peltum, one of the representatives from the Netherlands, flew in here to compete. El Peltum, a veteran of the scene, legendary player in the scene. Not necessarily only for his playing abilities, but just being a great representative of the community. Is the nicest way I can put it.
Yeah. He's been around a lot.
Been around, done a lot, played a lot, and now is here. And now playing against one of the favorites and one of the fastest rising stars in the UK scene in Floxe or Violet. Kind of just came out of nowhere last year and had to put together a fantastic run, qualified really high, and sort of announced herself to the Tetris stage. And since then,
made her debut last year.
I'm trying to make you look good. But now, since then, it's just gone on and really just taken off. Climbed the divisions of things like Classic Tetris League.
I have
went to CTWC this year.
I have some personal attachment to Violet as most of her first matches were in my tournament, the Arcadian. I got to do some shameless promotion.
I did the plug for boss battles.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You're allowed 1.
Yeah. False? Why is it false advertisement?
Is it not a tournament that exists?
I mean, you haven't hosted it for a while.
This is true.
So maybe it's false advertising. You don't get another Arcadian done. But yeah, this should be definitely a fun one here. Violet back with a vengeance.
Looking
and
at the stats,
back with a 1.6 million. Got a rollover not too long ago.
Lettuce's PB is a one-off. So another max outer who's made top, non-max outer who's made top 16.
1 of 2, and
didn't Matthews beat her in Arcadian once? We don't talk about that one.
Yeah. Sam's hobbies are just being a gamer, which, I mean, generally everyone would be here, but that is the only thing that Sam does.
Yep. He's a gamer.
I mean, being C3, it's done him well. It's done him well, to say the least.
C3 and back-to-back winner. We'll see if he can make it a back 3 back. There's some strong competition this year. Competition just keeps on getting stronger.
Sam did also compete in the Game Boy tournament that we did yesterday. And that was a really entertaining one.
Yeah, he kicked my ass.
Like a lot of people. I mean, I played Sonic, who was the winner last year.
Yeah.
And that was fun. But I'm glad I qualified.
Yeah, I just about managed to get in by 0.01 seconds into the Game Boy tournament.
Yeah, that is the kind of excitement that we have here. If you didn't watch, of course, you can go back and watch the Game Boy Tetris. I believe it's being archived or highlighted on.
I think I was on GB Tetris. Yeah.
On the GB Tetris stream. Shout out to them. Great organization, great people over there as well.
But now we are on Classic Tetris as the players are warming up to get ready for this last set of round 3 matches.
Yeah,
and here are the players.
Once the last chance saloon to get into the top, but these are the last games that will determine who will be going into the top 8. And Sam chasing down 3 titles here. Meanwhile, Lettuce trying to pull off a massive upset here. I mean, so far, the top 4 seeds have gotten at least 1 game taken off them, so Lettuce hoping to add his name to the list here. And it looks like Lettuce grabbing some sort of plushie, I'm guessing. I mean, a lot of players will have different sort of rituals that they do. Of course, there's me with my full Irish kit that I always have to have for every match, because if I don't have it, then I can't play Tetris. Simple as that.
And I've just got to be purple. Purple's my brand now.
Have you held a patent for the color purple?
It's in progress. It's in progress.
In progress.
No one
I
else
think there's a lot of
yeah.
paperwork that you'd have to do for that.
Yeah, I don't see the problem with no one else on the planet being allowed to wear purple. This seems like a pretty simple request.
But I mean, yeah, that would cause some conflicts with a lot of different organizations. But I mean, it's okay. You can just tell them, you can give them some royalties, maybe. Like spread the sort of ecosystem and conglomerate. All right, we are good to go. We've gotten the thumbs up here, so we will be getting ready to go for the final set of rounds here. Who will be going through to the top 8? Who will be going home? Best of luck to all 4 players. Let's count it down. 3, 2, 1, Tetris!
And here we go. We got Violet starting with the 1-point pushdown.
I mean, we were talking about 11 pushdown points, but 1, I don't know what Elp can do here, really. It's nice choreo there from Elp, and we'll get the Tetris.
The strat more commonly associated with Sidnev, just in case. On the rare event that an otherwise tie happens, could be the decider. Ooh, a miss rotation there from Violet, though.
I tend to do it as a lot as well, because as someone who has Club Zeroed before and has experience, I haven't been in a tie before, but I have, as someone who does restreams, I have commentated a tie before.
Yeah,
it is always a funny thing. It is a funny thing because, I mean, of course, the general rule is that if a tie happens, we play the game again, but that can also be a bit painful for players as well, because even if it's a, also, thank you so much, number one Angel for the $10 into the prize pool. Thank you so much.
You have the full set of playstyles being represented here. We got Violet and SV rolling, got Lettuce tapping, and Elpeltum dancing.
Elpeltum doing and trying to represent DAS in the top 8 here. I believe it is mostly rollers and a tapper in the case of 20 Dan.
We've got pretty opposite game states right now. Currently on the bottom, 125 versus 128. It's pretty much neck and neck. Whereas on the top, it is 183 versus 47k. Lettuce has been struggling in this early game, while I think Sam has only taken 2 burns so far.
Great start here. 42 lines in, 229. We often expect for players that are on good pace to have that at about 50 or 55 lines.
Awkward hole for SV would like a T-spin. And AV Geek with a $13 contribution. Thank you so much, AV.
And that brings us up to 520.
The crowd's chanting for AV Geek.
We must have some CT DAS veterans in here because we were doing that at Cologne this year. Maybe we can get that going again. Every new player that contributes, chant their name, and that can be
yeah, we've got to hear some noise for the players giving this prize pool. So 286 versus 266, still pretty close within a Tetris. On the bottom, whereas 310 versus 128. Lettuce has started to get some Tetrises down, but that early lead for SV is going to be hard to overcome soon.
But it's pretty much neck and neck here down on the bottom. Just 1,800 points separating Violet and Elp right now. Well, now having to take a couple burns here. But now set up again. Both players set up for a Tetris.
And both players scoring them. 1,000 points separating the two players. That's a single and a half. And we're over 70 lines in.
Nice chuck there for Elp with the LPs, but look what Lettuce is set up here with the... Okay, nice L-tuck there.
SV still just cruising along. Already 400k for SV. Got a while until we're at the 100 line mark.
Of course, it'll be the winner of these matches facing off against each other, as that's how the bracket operates here. The winners will face each other in the next round. So, very interested to see what sort of combinations we have here. Of course, we have already the other 3 matchups decided. Still neck and neck between Violet and Elp here.
Elp keeping it very close.
It is often said DAS isn't dead, and Elp is trying to keep that hope alive.
It's interesting to see with this bracket. We sort of got a lot of, well, at least how the bracket is, if the top seeds win, it got a lot of old blood versus new blood. Tugi, of course, coming in from Austria to play, and he's going to be playing in 20 Dan 03. Dan V, 2-time winner, playing Evesy, who's a bit of an up-and-comer at the top levels. Sunny and Heps, they are 2 veterans who are going to be facing off. And
nice
Kingsman with
a
$19.69 contribution. Thank you, Kingsman.
I'm glad that King was not deterred. Oh, Lettuce topping out 254. So Sam is good, but I'm glad King was not deterred by the great sight of an interesting shirt that we saw yesterday during qualifiers from Wilson, I believe. I'm not sure if I could repeat what was on the shirt, but it was something directed at the Friendlies host and CTWC MC. But yeah, thank you so much, King.
Lettuce are already getting started with game number 2 as Violet and El Peltum are going into level 19, still neck and neck. Very strong level 18s from both these players. Violet Tetris is into level 20 at 649. El trying to get ready, but ooh, okay, is going to burn in at 628. Only a Tetris separating the two. Is Tetris ready? Tetris for Elp, Tetris for Violet.
These are some great paces from both these players.
Tetris for Elp.
Elp is not
takes the lead just by a little bit.
And this is also further impressive considering that Violet has gained a reputation in the scene for being one of the most aggressive players to play against. So Elp doing a fantastic job keeping up so far, but a couple misdrops here.
A couple misdrops.
That's what Das19 can do.
I think that's not going to be
Can't get it
doable.
over, and Elp topping out
with
at
that Tetris,
681.
yeah, Violet taking game number 1. It was a very strong fight there from Elp. We'll see if he can keep up that level.
Gutsy stuff. I mean, that's the kind of performance that did net him a top 12 finish last year at CTWC DAS.
Yeah, as you were saying, Violet known for these very high aggressive digs.
We saw a lot of them during qualifiers. But 3, 2, 1 Tetris for game number 2 between Violet and Elpeltum.
That's the scary thing, is when you're commentating Violet, you gotta make sure you don't have a heart attack looking at her stack. Just playing at like row 19 like it's nothing.
Yeah. And most of the time that will pay off, but sometimes it can backfire, but that is just Tetris.
But we've seen just nice, very clean stacking from these two players on the bottom in this first game. That's what you love to see.
Nice adjustment there of that J piece for Violet as well, seeing that S piece coming down. Those kinds of adjustments you'll see a lot of top players make, because they the key in Classic Tetris is to be as accommodating as possible for your board, because the more burns you have to take and the more sort of dig situations you get, and the less time you have to score. So you'll see those players doing that to maximize their ability to score Tetrises and to keep the stack nice and clean and nice and accommodating, especially for things like square pieces or S's and J's.
Been a lot nicer start here for Lettuce in game number 2. Pretty much neck and neck through the first 50 lines, though. He is going to have to take a triple with that bar. Going to be playing on row 2 potentially, unless he just decides to burn this board all the way down. Is going to set up for the Tetris, but oh, nice. Oh, got the bar. Could have taken the Tetris and opened up column 2. But is still Tetris ready?
Lettuce's board getting a little bit high up here, but does get the bar in time for the Tetris.
And another Tetris for Lettuce.
Good job getting that bar, or that well, all the way back down to the bottom. And now Elp's in a little bit of trouble here, but does get a bar to open back up column 6. Nice double there with that T-piece.
Currently about 40 lines in for Violet and Elpeltum. Elpeltum is in a dig and behind by 60k. About 3 Tetrises. Have the crowd cheering for a T-spin.
I think they're cheering for Lettuce, actually. Or, as someone in the crowd just said, quote-unquote salad boy. Which, I mean, not wrong, but you shouldn't say it. To quote Marge Simpson.
SV up a little high, waiting on the bar, just taking the safety burns, but that's the bar, gets the Tetris. No trouble for SV. While also now waiting for a Tetris up high, with a bit of room to burn on this right-hand side. Violet trying to keep this well open. Players getting drafted. There's the bar on the Tetris for Violet. And the Tetris for Elpeltum. 288 for Violet, 213 for Elp. 455 for SV. 370 for Lettuce.
Lettuce could use an L piece or a bar right now.
But
C piece will work, but that will create a further burns to be needed. Let's get it back open.
He opens it back
now
up.
needs a J. Doesn't put the J in.
Had the J
3,
hold, didn't
4
put
there.
the J in. Oh, now.
Oh,
and he
missed that
hangs
flip.
the bar. That's going to be Lettuce done. 375. SV taking a 2-0 lead.
Sometimes when you are that high up, the most obvious decision doesn't necessarily come to you straight up, because your focus is, it can be sometimes panic, and can sometimes just be what is instinct or muscle memory. Muscle memory is so crucial at this level of competition.
You know what? Elpeltum is... Oh, the loss of Das, and I think that might be fatal for Elp. He gets the square over.
Side.
Can he get this down? He needs something to the left-hand side. Needs an L. The L doesn't come. He's taking what he can, but not that much, and that's going to be it for Elp. 253.
Good
Violet
effort.
takes game 2. The top seeds threatening a sweep. This is the last chance for any upsets to happen in round 3. And these players are going to need a reverse sweep.
Trying to keep the hope alive of not a complete sweep of the top 8 seeds. GeoWolf, thank you so much for the $10 into the prize pool.
Thank you, GeoWolf. And SV getting the vets.
GeoWolf, my opponent for CTWC 2024. My first ever in-person tournament opponent. Violet again with the 1 push-down points.
SV so far perfect through 4 Tetrises. See if he can keep that going. He's ready for another. And that's Tetris number 6.
Nice, a nice S up there for
Dr. Knockers with the $20 contribution. Thank you, Dr. Knockers.
Dr. Knockers having a great run this year. Got to the top 16. You saw them earlier on. Went out to Tugi, but together a great performance. But yeah, CTUK, of course, last couple of years or so has been held here at 1UP, which is currently going through a bit of a renovation and rebranding here in Didsbury, Manchester. It's been a great venue, great place that we've held this tournament at for the past couple of years. Not only a great venue, but just a great community as well of players too.
Yeah, Rancid Quinn with a $6.69 donation, thank you. Yeah, even though they're going through renovations, still nice enough to host us for this Classic Tetris UK Championships.
And it is truly a great place to be. Like, it's a lot of homages here to plenty of games and pop culture as well. As a Fallout fan, I appreciate the sort of Fallout area that they have. So, but there's also some retro gaming stuff here as well, and it's just a great place to socialize. Not only just play Tetris, but a great place to socialize. If you are in the Greater Manchester area, there is still plenty of time before the finals, so you can drop in, say hi, watch some Tetris.
Still plenty of Tetris left for today. We'll have the top 8 coming up pretty shortly after these games finish. But bottom is pretty close right now, as we saw in game number 1. 179 for Violet, 160, made that 183 for El Paletum. And 293 for SV to Lettuce's 174.
And again, this game so far between Violet and Elp, kind of almost a repeat of the first game. That's when it comes to how close it is so far. It's like whatever energy Violet brings in terms of her aggression, Elp is able to match it or come close to it at least.
Elp is just playing very efficiently, especially for Das.
Yeah, now with the last few DAS players who got into the top 16 now having been eliminated, that will leave Elp as the last hope for DAS in the top 8.
Yeah, we got one tapper in the top 8. Can we add a DASer there? Violet with a bit of digging to do, but not a whole lot. She'll get it burnt down.
And some people may feel strongly about the fact that it is El Paletum who is this long storied playstyle's last hope for a top 8 appearance, but I have faith. When I say people, I mean Kingsman.
Letters is getting a bit high. See if he can bring this down. Is 130k behind as we're getting past the 100 line mark. SV nice and clean. Tetris ready. It's just fighting to stay in this.
Yeah, this is do or die for Lettuce here. Staying with it. Again, it's not over till it's over, but board is getting a bit dicey now. A bar dependency, but does get the well back open. Very nicely done.
Tetris ready. But this well is getting high up. He needs a bar soon.
Where is that
he needs the bar and he needs it now.
Still holding on.
Oh, the bar comes up. He's too late.
Still survivable.
He's still surviving.
This is where that
And
tapping
L would
really
be
comes in
lo-
handy. Oh my goodness.
He's
Does
getting
get that
pieces
far over.
over.
Needs another one.
He needs another.
one
He's
now.
not gonna
it's
get
not
it
going to
over.
come. And Lettuce tops out at 3:17. Great survival for how long that lasted. And Sam will advance to the top 8.
Lettuce can beat Liz Truss, but he can't beat SV.
But Lettuce doing, I'm sure, doing himself proud there. Of course, had that great run and was now our last representative from round 1.
So now it all comes down to Violet and El Paletum. Stop.
It's a great crowd we have here today. Of course, we heard, we've been hearing many chants, many phrases, but oh my goodness.
We're going into transition here. El Paletum at 390. A bit of struggle through the second half of this 18. We'll get a Tetris early on, though. Violet is about to go in as well. We'll skim in at 476. It's all going to come down to this 19 gameplay.
Tetris for Violet there, 535.
Elp is set up, just waiting on the bar. Has that hole in the left-hand side. Now he's got to be careful. Gets the bar, gets the Tetris. Now has a bit more leeway to deal with those holes in the left. He's filling it in. Right. That's got a lot to burn off that left-hand side, and he's already behind 130k and ahead in lines. 591 for Violet, 461 for Elp. About a 4 Tetris lead at these 19 levels. Oh, and the hang of the J for Elp, and lovely L spin to salvage that board a little bit. Now lots of digging
Nice
for
triple.
El Paletum.
Nice single
Gets the
for
L
Violet.
over.
But Elp really in a do-or-die situation here. Digs like these
He's-
with Das
yeah.
on 19.
They're not easy, but he's got to get done with this quick and get back to scoring because Violet now 200k in the lead.
So many players in
Oh,
this
and this
tournament have
bar
fallen
defensive
victim
for
here,
Elp,
and that
he
hang of the
can't get the
yes.
S over.
Elp can't
That's-
do it, but tops at 474.
He
So
tried
that
to
means,
switch to roll last minute, but it wasn't enough.
that means Violet will advance